back with the attack. It's Indio on the radio with Hilda Lamas. How
Hey
you doing,
y'all,
girlfriend?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. How was your Easter? I'm a little glitchy today.
My Easter actually was very low key. We had to do away with all of our plans. COVID. That's all I can say. One word, COVID. But other than that, it was very restful. I can honestly say I got about 3 days of rest, whether I wanted to or not. That's what I did. But it was fantastic. So today I woke up and I'm negative. Thank Jesus for that. And so the first thing I did was go cuddle in the bed with my hubby. That was the first thing I did. So,
Honest, that's a good thing. We have to remember it's not gone. It's still there.
yes, yes,
It's,
exactly.
it is still there. We still have to take our precautions, but the good thing is that if you're vaccinated, it doesn't hurt you as bad. So, big shout out, real quick, to all of our early birds, Chris Zavala. Chris, thank you so very much. Norma Salazar,
Yes.
Daniel D, Big D, man. Daniel's starting to do some interviews as well. Thanks very much. We got a really powerhouse of a vocal coming down from your side of town, or your side of
Yes,
Texas,
I'm
rather.
excited. Yes,
Yeah.
from El Valle down here in the 956. So excited.
Yeah, vocal powerhouse, man. This lady can sing. We've already interviewed her before. I tell you what, man, she's got a great vocals, and she's got a new song coming out. We're going to be talking about it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do that promo. This is the promo for our guest that's coming up today. It's like this. QVO Radio, if it's not the one and only Genyva. How are you doing, girlfriend?
I'm doing great. Had an amazing weekend with family,
How
and what better than to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, right?
right? How was that? How was that? How was that holiday? How was that holiday for you?
Well, it was beautiful. I was able to, just spend time with family that I hadn't seen all year long. So, it's something beautiful because we have a cousin that, we celebrate his birthday and we celebrate Easter at the same time. And, we had an amazing service at church, and, it was just a wonderful, wonderful day. Got to spend time with my dad and, you know, um, just with family. So excited to be here with you guys. It's been a while since we've been with you on the show, and I'm just excited to be back to talk about our new single.
Yeah, and you know what? I got to see you at both the Tejano Mundial Awards. I think we talked to you a little bit there, and you've been pretty busy. You've been I got to see your other half. Got to meet the man that's in the photos because yeah,
Yes.
that's a sexy photo right there. That's what you call true love. A man is willing to put himself, because he's a very shy person.
Yeah, he is. He is. And when I told him, I kind of wanted to give that photo, like that Basic Instincts vibe. I don't know if you've ever seen the cover of that movie. I was like, we need to do something like that, because I don't know, love is a beautiful thing. And actually, next month we're going to be celebrating 29 years together. That song, Entre tus brazos, I gave it to him as a gift for our 28-year anniversary. So man, just to think it's going on a year since, we finally recorded that song, and it's been, it's still on it's still, on charts, to think it's been a year. And, in Mexico, we found that Entre tus brazos has still been on a couple of charts. So it's exciting, that people are still, feeling that song. It's my true love story, and I want to share it with the world and have a, like an anthem song for all the couples that, are in love, or the new couples that want to fall in love. It's a perfect song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, before when we were doing our pre-interview breakdown, Hilda and I usually we talk a little bit before we get everything. One of the things we both agreed on: girl can sing. Right,
Yes,
Hilda?
most definitely.
That was the
Yes,
one
you're
thing.
one of my favorite vocalists out there right now.
Oh,
I've
thank
been a fan of
you.
yours for a very, very long time. And believe it or not, this is the first time we actually get to talk. Like, we've met a couple of times at different award shows and events, but we've never really gotten the opportunity to get to know each other. So I'm excited for tonight. So thank
Me
you for being.
too. I'm excited for you to get to know a little bit more about me. And just so you know, I mean, I'm always an open book. I've gone through so many things in my life, that people wouldn't even imagine, that I've overcome. And so to me, sometimes people say, man, your interviews are so long, you talk so much. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I'm real. I'd be lying if I'd say I've never cried. I'd be lying if I'd say I've never hurt. And I want people to get to know, the real me, you know. And I want to be an example for those that have ever felt like their dreams are never going to come true. I allowed a lot of times for people to discourage me and to make me want to give up, and you're going to find a lot of people like that see what the gifts that God is giving you, and they don't like that, and so they try to dim your light, and by discouraging you, and by telling you you're not good enough, and you're not skinny enough, and you're not pretty enough. And so I mean, I want to be that example for those that are sitting at home just dreaming of pursuing a career in music, and I always have, like I say, my inbox is always open to anybody that ever needs help, distributing music, or I never had that. So I extend that to you, Hilda, and to all the other artists that
Oh,
just want, just help, and don't know, like what they need to do as far as where they need to send their music, or how they can become a Grammy member, just anything that they need help in, I'm here.
oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for that. And I know that there's lots of young artists listening. We have so many talented up and coming artists that are
Absolutely.
just as lost as I was when I started. And I'm sure, you can relate to that too. And just that
Absolutely.
overwhelming feeling. And there's so much territory to cover. And where do you start? I have always believed that there should be classes on how to be in the entertainment industry,
Right.
because there's just so much that you have to kind of grasp and get going. There's just so many different things, and it truly takes a team.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
I think one of the key things that we forget is that it's a business. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people forget that there's the business side of being a musician, of being a singer, songwriter. I think there's a lacking in some of that sometimes. Everybody wants to reach the dream, but you forget to realize that there is a business aspect of it that is very, very true, and you have to learn that side of it. And sometimes that can be a real harsh reality that
Yeah, some people think that it's expected, or like that it's gonna come right away. Or I mean, me and Myra D, shout out to Ms. Myra D. We've been at it for 13 years together, and we had our first number one song last year, and then this week I have a Como Te Voy a Olvidar, also number one for 2 weeks in a row. But it takes a lot of work, you have to go out there and do your radio tours. You have to go out to events like the one that I saw you at, where what was it, the radio, what
radio
do you call
gala.
it, the
Mhm.
radio gala,
Mhm.
stuff like that, where you get to meet your program directors. And a lot of people are like, well, how come they don't play more music? Well, have you ever gone up to the radio station, introduced yourself, said, hey, this is my music, listen to, like, everybody, some people feel like just because they send it out, the radio has to play it. No, it has to meet certain standards. It's very important. The production, the pronunciation, where you mix and master. If you want to be exposed out there to radio, well, you need to make sure that the product that you're giving to the program director meets those standards, because if not, they're not going to play you. A lot of these artists, have set the bar. And if they're sending in, I mean, not that you can't get the same sound in a home studio, you can, but it's just your production, how good the quality is, how good the vocals are. I mean, you just have to always put up nothing but your best, and it'll pay off. Last single, Myra's a witness. We did 70 plus interviews in radio internationally, not only in the US but Mexico. And we're grateful for people like you, Lawrence, that give us the opportunity to come out here and present our art. And because that's what it is, it's art. To me, it's a passion. It's giving the best of me, and I really hope that that's what um what my legacy is going to be, when I'm gone, that I'm going to leave behind great music for generations, to enjoy. And that's all I want to do, is just bring happiness to the people in their cars and their homes through music. And I love to sing. I was born to do it.
Yeah, you broke out in song the last time we talked. It was I was like, and you know what? I'm one of those guys that I don't like asking the artist to sing. There's a lot of fans that really want to hear people sing, which is to me an odd thing. I know you're a singer. I have your music. I don't need you to prove to me that you're a singer. And I have your music. That's why you're on the radio. And as far as there's a good question that George Salazar. Hey, how you doing, George, over there from Michigan? Uh,
George.
uh, the how does one know the standards of a radio station? Well, here's the deal. And Vic is joining us. Vic Gonzalez. How are you doing, Vic?
Hi,
Nice to join us.
Lawrence.
Thank you, Vic. And Louis AG as well. Louis just earlier he chimed in and
Hello,
said
Luis.
everyone.
Hi,
Uh,
Luis.
the for me the thing is okay. The standards of music is simple for me because although I am one of the proponents that I like to play a lot of everybody's music, if you send it to me, as long as I have as long as I can play it, I will play it. The very first thing is the ISRC code. I need to have a code because it is for your benefit more than it is for me. Because then I cannot. The old way of doing it before, when I started way however many years ago, I had to write down every time that a song played, however many times it played for a month, and every month I had a report. I no longer have to do that. I go with Soundstripe, and as soon as it plays on the air, it automatically gets reported. So there's your royalty. The
Yeah.
ISRC code is your royalty. That's
Hmm.
ASCAP, BMI, CSEC, SOCOR, all of those. That's what I belong to. That's why I pay my licenses for, because I'm a fully accredited radio station first and
Hmm.
foremost. If I don't have that, I can't put you on. My system automatically is designed to kick you out.
Hmm.
So I have to have that. Secondly, it's also sound level. A lot of
Yeah,
people
that
they
that's
want.
where that's what I was meaning as far as quality and standards. If you get it mixed and mastered professionally, whether you're not going to have all your volumes all out of whack, because a lot of these program directors, they listen to these songs in their car when they're on their way home, and and it all depends on what they're feeling when they're hearing the song in the radio. Is it balanced properly? Is the bass too high? Is the drum too high? Like, all those are things that they look at, because they're going to put it on rotation, and guess what? They're not going to be able to get on the radio and lower the volume because it's too loud, so there's got to be balance there. It's got to be prepared for radio. And some of the people that send out their music, I mean, even the way that it's labeled, it's got to be, when you record in the studio, your name's got to be on there, the name of the song's got to be on there. So when
Album.
these CDs input it in the computer, guess what? Sometimes it says um mix two,
Yeah.
or it'll say, you know what I mean? Stuff
I've,
like that, that
I've
Yeah,
lost,
you
that
gotta make
people
sure
might
your
not know.
data's there.
yeah, I've lost music because it was Master One, and I was like, I,
That's like what, like 500 people that probably send you a Max and Master one.
I
So it's
get
just things
yes,
like that.
yeah,
It's
And it's like
20,
making
artist
sure that,
unknown.
I get like 25 songs a day, and all of them are Master One. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I don't have. Think about it, 25 songs a day. I would never have time to. Okay, how could I possibly have time to to,
yeah.
to go?
It's like when you're gonna send, like your single to radio, or you're gonna have somebody send it for you. You need to have, like you said, your ISRC code, which is what guarantees you that every time your song is gonna be played, it's gonna be registered, that it's gonna be picked up, and you're gonna get credit for it. That you have a professional picture for your single. That you have the links for your Spotify, your Apple Music, your biography. Like, every single has to have a good presentation. So that's what I mean. I don't remember who it was, that asked, who somebody there asked, that what are the standards, or I
Yeah,
mean, so basically that's what it is. If you want to look professional, that's what you have to do. Make sure that the quality of your music is good, that you have a good cover, a good music video, every that when you're going to release it, you're prepared, with everything. I mean, I just think that that's what has given us a better response. If you look at all the Cielo Entertainment artists with Myra D, when a program director receives something from Myra D, you know that it's going to be quality and top notch all the way through because she expects for all of us to provide this for her to do her job, you know? And so, I mean, that's the way that it works. We're a team, we don't, it's not we're a team. We all help each other. We all, promote each other. And that's what it should be. That's how it should be. We should all help each other, whether we're from Cielo or another company, we support equally, we don't discriminate because they're from another entertainment company. If somebody comments on one of our posts, congratulating, another entertainment company's, accomplishments, we don't, we celebrate them just like everyone else. Nosotros no somos envidiosos, we're not haters, we just want I mean, when we're all charting, we're all winning, so I mean, we just have to help each other and continue to do that. Was that Stephanie?
Yes,
Hola,
Stephanie.
Stephanie, saludos.
Yeah, she's another great artist. She just returning to Tejano music, and she's got a great song that she just released just a while ago. And Rick Phoenix, he's a rock.
Hola, saludos.
He's my
Yes,
he's
Rick
my
Monzo. I collaborated with him several years ago. We have a really good song that we did together. Um, yeah, so saludos a Rick.
Well, and that's very very true, and that's one of the things that you remind me of last weekend or this past Saturday. I was tuning in to KLMO because a good friend of mine was on KLMO, and they asked her, she's a new artist. They asked her about what she didn't like about Tejano music, and she was like, the first thing that popped in her head was the unity. She was hoping that there would be more unity because she's a new artist, but she felt that she was missing some of that unity, and that's
But she
one of the
hasn't
things.
met me yet. That's
Yeah,
why.
that's the deal. She doesn't know who you are. Oh,
Who is she? Who is this?
this is
I
my
get to
my
that.
granddaughter. Say goodbye, baby. You going? All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to my granddaughter while I take advantage of that time. Let's go ahead and take a listen to one of your songs that I really did. And it is truly a song about unity, and it's one of my favorite songs that you released last year. This is "Aquí Estás," the Tejanos Unidas. It's a great song. We'll be right back. This is Indio, Ilda Lamas, and Genyva here on Cuba Radios, and this is "Aquí Estás."
Aquí estás, debemos mover, te adoraré, te adoraré. Aquí estás, obrando en mí, te adoraré, te adoraré, te amamos. Milagroso, abres caminos, cumples promesas, luz en tinieblas, mi Dios, así eres tú. Milagroso, abres caminos, cumples promesas, luz en tinieblas, mi Dios, así eres tú, así eres tú. 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 tienes promesas, luz en tinieblas, mi Dios, así eres tú. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
We're back. So I was trying to fix my camera from glitching, and it doesn't work. I was doing it like really fast and it didn't work. Annika Garza, hey Jen, always supporting you, girl. You have always been an inspiration.
Shout out to Anika Garza. She was also part of the Tejanas Unidas en Cristo. And look, my honey is on. Hola, te amo.
Rick says, Genyva is amazing. Such a beautiful, caring, talented musician with a powerful, inspiring voice. Of course, yes.
Thank you, brother.
That's why I said the RGV powerhouse power vocals.
Mhm.
One of the best collabs was that one, the one we just played. Such a beautiful, so beautiful women. Amen. Chris, of course, he's a big supporter of Tejano music. He said loved it so much. And
Saludos to Mr. Chris
still,
Lehman.
my favorite song. Oh, looks like we lost Hilda. Oh no.
Really?
Hijo. Okay, so well, moving right along. Chugga-chung, chugga-chung, chung. So, uh,
Is someone down there? It's a speaker offline, or that's someone. Oh,
no,
there's
no,
Soda.
that was Geneva. I mean, it's not Geneva. That was Hilda. I was like, oh no.
Come
Now
on, Lawrence, you
Let
trying to
me
get
try
rid of
one more thing.
Lauren.
Hold on.
okay.
Okay, now she should be hopefully coming on shortly.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's because what happened is that you know how it asks you for an email.
right.
Well,
She,
she didn't know that she was supposed to put my email, I guess. So it
no, no, no.
wasn't.
It's supposed to be her Berkeley email.
Oh, her email. Okay. So if she puts my email, it's not going to let her on.
No, it has to.
No. Okay.
You know what? If she just goes on my whoa. Oh,
Hi,
well, hi, how are you?
I'm good. I was listening to y'all.
I know you were listening in, but you just kicked Geneva off. So now you're Geneva. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. My
Oh,
name is my name is Indio, and this is Hilda Lamas. Welcome to the show. This is Aguatintas, everybody. This is an abrupt joining, so welcome.
hi. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to be here. Well, thank you so very much. Here, I'm going to send you a private chat real quick of how you can join. Okay, so
And just like that, abracadabra, Geneva's back.
Red Rover, let Geneva come over.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to get out what things on here.
Yeah,
I
she.
think it's because y'all are using the same email.
Yeah, she just jumped in your deal.
Oh, did she?
Yes, but that's okay. Andy Bustamante joined us. Hey, Andy, how are you doing? Talk about another powerhouse.
Hello, Andy.
That's great, and it's a wonderful voice. It's okay. We'll just roll with the punches. It's all good. That video was amazing and powerful. The harmonies and vocals are so on point.
Thank you.
That if you go ahead and text her and
Uh-huh.
tell her to send me a message via Facebook chat, and I can go ahead and send her the proper link.
Hold on.
That way, it's easier for
So
me.
she.
Okay. We are just
Let's
bouncing
see
around
who we're
back and
getting
forth.
next.
You're back.
Back.
So okay, look, send me a message through Facebook, and I'll send you the right link because you're kicking Geneva off.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. No problem. I got you, girl. I got you.
Hey, Lawrence, you and I need to figure out how to switch spots like that. Just I
That's
think it's
so
cool.
cool, though. I mean, I think it's like awesome because of the fact that I didn't know that we could do that.
It's
This is,
magic.
this is like a whole new thing. I was wondering if Myra D was in the video. No, she's. I don't think I saw Myra in that video. Did
I don't
you?
think Myra's in that video.
Was Myra in the Tejano Unidas video?
Yeah, she was.
I didn't see her there.
Yeah, and if you go to the very end, it plays a part where we're all standing like by the fire,
Yeah.
and then we're singing, aunque no pueda ver, está
Yeah. You know what?
soplando.
She's got her hair in a bun, doesn't she?
Yeah.
See, man, I can't. I should have.
You know, I always say, man, not anybody can pull that look, you know? I know I can't. Like, I was like, man, I'm so cachetona. Look, like, I definitely can't pull that one off.
I can't pull that one that hair in a bun either because I want to eat it. I want to eat my
Oh,
bun.
yeah, so I wonder, so for sure it's her email, right? Because,
Yeah, it's for yeah. I told her to go ahead and send me a message through Facebook, and I would send her the proper link. So
oh, okay, so she still hasn't sent it, like, she still hasn't,
it's okay. Yeah, we'll get her. We'll get her here. She was just a little confused. It's okay, but we still got plenty of time to talk and everything else. And so one of the
good,
things
good, good.
one of the things that I did want to ask you about was, this new song. What was the motivation with this new song that you had coming out that
Well,
we were talking about, which is "Cómo te olvido"?
no, ¿cómo te voy a olvidar?
Voy a olvidar. Yeah, "Cómo te voy a
Yeah.
olvidar."
You know, ¿cómo te voy a olvidar? The production was done 15 years ago.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I had new material to release, but I just kind of wanted to have a follow up to my last release of Entre tus brazos, because that particular song, I fell in love with it during a breakup that I had with my husband, right? So at that time, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend. And in my living room, I used to have this red light, right? So one of the times that we broke up, I was like super sad, and I was like literally like sitting in the living room, just staring out the window, like hoping he would show up, like that prince, that knight shining armor, and just steal me away and say like, okay, I want to get back together, like, And so I sat there for like a couple of days, like sad. And so when you see the cover of that album and you see like just like this shadow of somebody sitting in the dark with the red light in the background staring out the window, well, that's basically me, like back then. So that particular song, I was introduced to it. I was given this cassette, and it was by this recording artist from Monterrey named Emily. And so she had this really cool song named Vaquero Guapo, and I fell in love with it. And I used to always dedicate it to my husband. And so one of the times that that we were broken up, I was in my car, and I had a convertible at the time, and so I stuck the cassette in there, and "Cómo te voy a olvidar" came on. And so when I was listening to the words, it was like everything that I was feeling at the time, because you're going through a breakup, and the song is basically saying, like, well, it didn't work out, but how am I gonna forget you? How am I gonna just rid myself of this sadness, of this wanting to be with you, and so I feel like at the time it kind of healed me, and we ended up getting back together, right? But still, like, at the time that I needed, I felt like that song came at the right time. And so when I record my first album, which is Mi Droga, Mi Adicción, that song was in there. But unfortunately, we only released one song off that album, because the record label owner was diagnosed with cancer. And so there was 11 other songs that were just basically shelved, And out of those 11, four were songs that I had written. And so when we were in Monterey doing our radio tour, Myra and I heard this song, and we were like, this is amazing. Like, why don't we release it? It's got that authentic Tejano sound. The production is amazing. And so what we did is we went into the studio and we remixed and mastered. We redid some of the backup vocals, and the lead vocal, the main vocal, I kept it original. So if you listen to that song, you're listening to Genyva 15 years ago. And so I could have redone the vocals and it would have sounded probably a lot better because I've grown throughout the years vocally. but then it wasn't going to be the authentic Geneva sound from 15 years ago. You get me? And so this is all I'm going to leave behind. And so if I modify all of them, then nobody's ever going to know what I sounded like 15 years ago. And nobody's ever going to be able to see the growth that I've had since then. But more than anything, it's proof that my love for Tejano music didn't just start last month or last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I've been doing this for a long time. I've just had unfortunate events in my life that have kept me from really pursuing my career full force. But as of last year, we've been blessed that I haven't had anything bad happened, thank God. The last release that we had was when I lost my mother. And so it was just kind of like, I'm like, every time I would always tell my manager, like, man, sometimes I don't even want to release a song because I'm afraid something's going to happen. Because it seems like every time I release something and something's going good, there comes something, to try to, interfere with what God has in store for me. But I'm blessed. I've had so many great opportunities and I have so much great support. Hola! And so I'm just excited for everything that God is putting in my path. Like agua that just came on.
Hey, everybody, we just brought Agua in today. I mean, what, just now she is, you are a student. Just give us a little background from you. You're a student at Berkeley right now?
Yeah, I'm a student at Berklee College of Music here at Boston. I'm originally from Mexico. I'm a songwriter and an artist. I study songwriting here as well as arranging and production. What I do.
Nice, very nice. So your English is very good. It's exceptional, actually. Thank you so very
Yeah.
much for speaking English. Are you so you're a native Spanish speaker?
Yes, I was born and raised in Mexico. Just moved to the States like 2 years ago.
Wow, that's really good.
Isn't her English amazing, right?
I
Yes.
know that's kind of embarrassing because I've been doing this for a long time and my Spanish is. No, I mean I have a degree in Spanish, but it's Spanish. It's not Tex-Mex. It's but I do speak Karen Cowan.
That's
So,
great.
No, anyway, thank you so very much for joining us. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get you here, and I apologize for
No,
all
it's
the.
okay. I didn't know what to use. I was confused, but I'm very happy to be here finally. Thank you for receiving me as well. Very excited.
Well, thank you so very much. You are here on QO Radio, and my name is Lawrence. My actual name is Michuampi Achayalo, and Hilda Lamas is here as my co-host, the beautiful Hilda Lamas, local powerhouse. And for those of y'all that are listening on the radio, and those of y'all that have been tuning in, thank you so very much. George Salazar, uh, 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 that's my girl, he says. So he was asking earlier, where was Rick?
Rick is
And
in the studio. He's got so many projects he's working on right now. And I've let him off the hook, household duties while I've been sick. But now he's back. Now he's got
no,
to go.
no more honeydew list, huh?
No.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but he's busy at work in the studio.
so I got lucky because of Easter. With Easter, I got to take some time off. So it's really different because I had been working, believe it or not, for 6 weeks straight, and I finally took a day off. In that time, I've filmed 4 music videos, plus all the production that I've been working on, like all the commercials and everything else. And so, wow, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just sitting there. I was like, I got to do something. I'm driving myself crazy, just not doing anything. So anyway, it was just kind of. How was your Easter there, Aguas?
It was good. I did a lot of homework, project,
You
school.
didn't. You didn't get to go home.
No, I don't know why. I've heard like it's a holiday. It's not really a holiday in Mexico, so I don't really mind it.
Oh,
But I don't know why I didn't. No, it's
that's
not.
interesting. It's not a
She's
holiday.
had a lot of she has a lot of finals right now with school.
Mhm.
Hmm. And now you're the reason that Agua is here is because Geneva, you're part of the mentor program with with the Grammy Academy. The Grammy Academy is where she's. This is where this all ties in with your
Yes.
with the Grammys and stuff like that. And so, it's kind of a mentorship program, which is really awesome, and I really do appreciate that you're on here with us. So hopefully we can give you a good experience here. And Bobby Castaneda from California, he says, "Saludos. How are you doing, Bobby? Thanks very much for joining us and keeping on with the questions that we've been talking about before." So as far as this song that we were talking about, you've had it for a long time, kept it in your back
Yeah.
pocket. So what was the motivation for you to go ahead and release it? Because that's a long time to be sitting on a song. Because it says
Well, it never come up to release it. We just thought, these songs was we didn't get to promote them. That's it. But when when we heard the song again and we said, you know what, we need to release it, I reached out to the record label and got permission and said, hey, I got all these great songs that I want to, re-release, re-record. And they said, you know what, Geneva, you're free to do whatever you want with it. And hola bumper, saludos. And so we went ahead and released, that one Como Te Voy a Olvidar, and like I said, it's been doing great for us. For all the people that are going through breakups, that's your anthem right there. And so we're also going to be re-recording these. We are going to be redoing the vocals. There's 4 songs that I wrote, which is Fuiste tú, mi droga, mi adicción, lograré olvidarte en tu castigo. And we're going to be redoing the vocals, and I'm going to be releasing an EP with all Genyva songs, because I want people to not only get to know Genyva the singer, but Genyva the songwriter. So I'm excited. And then, to have the Grammys, pair me up with someone that I see, when I was young. I got to meet Awa for the first time through video chat, and I told her, I said, look, I'm going to talk a really long time because I've been through so much, and I wanted her to get to know me, Genyva, the person, not necessarily the singer, and just for her to know why I'm so passionate about what I do, and just so she could know that she's going to run into, people that are going to discourage her. It's not always going to be, rainbows and butterflies. I mean, there's mean people out there, but you have to just keep on, and just make relationships with people like Lawrence, that give you a platform to be able to share your art and your music and connect with, a new audience that perhaps didn't follow you before, and that's what it's about helping each other, sharing each other's content, our music, and just kind of, giving each other that, push. And I mean, I know that her genre is completely different from mine, but the concepts are the same. There's some things that she knows about the publishing part that maybe I don't know, and there's maybe some parts about interviewing that maybe she doesn't know. And so it's about, showing each other what we're each doing to help, make our dreams come true. Which her dream is to be a singer songwriter, and I mean, I see her stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you need to learn from me? You're doing great. She's got amazing music videos. She's got amazing, photos. So I mean, she's in the right step. She's going in the right direction, and I look forward, to see what God, is fixing to do in her life and in her music career. And I'm glad that I get to be a witness to it. And I pray, continued success over everything she does. And I look forward to us being, running into each other at the Grammys, which is everybody's goal. We're fortunate that we have, the support of the Recording Academy, and I look forward to seeing, her win her Grammy.
Yeah, and it's really good. And once again, hey, big shout out to Bumper Gomez, who's truly an awesome person. He's doing his thing, and he just completed 3 years just a
Yes,
while
we need to
ago.
go on your show, Bumper. We need to put it on
Yeah,
the agenda.
he's truly phenomenal, and I'm glad he's a
Absolutely.
friend of mine. He's a great supporter of Tejano music,
Yes,
and just La Onda, like he likes to call it, La Onda. And Vic Gonzalez is another great supporter, promoter,
absolutely.
and himself, always saying, always remember why you're doing what you're doing and love what you do. Norma Salazar from Michigan saying, yes, definitely the wisdom and wonderful artist. I will add to this, one of the greatest envies that I have for singer-songwriters is that I wonder if you take into consideration or you ever come across the idea, especially for you, Agua, if you understand or does it even comprehend, do you even comprehend the idea that somebody's going to fall in love to your music? Somebody's going to kiss for the very first time to your music. Somebody's going to dance their very first dance to your music. Somebody's going to hold hands for the very first time to your music. Somebody's going to say, I love you to your music. Somebody's going to dedicate that song, your song. That is something so very powerful that it's incomprehensible to me because I'm not a singer songwriter, of course. You know, I play the music and I dedicate it left and right, and I read the stories. People send me messages all the time. They send me notes and they dedicate songs to their family members or people that have gone through these things, and they say this song is their song. This song was what we were listening to on the radio when we fell in love. This song reminds me of my lost love. Does that ever come across your mind?
I mean, I think of course it does. It's something very exciting for me. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Writing songs for me or for other artists is something I absolutely love. And that people are able to hear that and share it and have special moments with those songs, I think it's something that's extremely exciting for me. I think it's also shocking at the same time. It will never not be shocking. Like hearing that someone maybe gave their first kiss listening to that song, I think that's something amazing. And no matter how many times it happens, it's always gonna be shocking. So definitely excited for that moment to come to my life and happy about it. I think it's something wonderful that we get to do that.
What about you, Genyva? You've been in this for a long time, and you also you go on tour with Joe Lopez as well, and you do your music, and you're able to touch people in so many different ways. Uh, uh, what is your thought process, especially when people are singing your song back to you?
Hmm. Well, honestly, Lawrence, I am very particular with what I feed into people's lives as far as lyrics are concerned. Because you can either speak life into somebody through music or you can speak death, destruction, And so, me personally, yo soy bien romántica, I'm a lover naturally, my husband, he can tell you when we're on tour, we're in the car, I sing from when we leave the house to when we get to wherever we're going and on the way back. And, sometimes I listen to some songs and I'm like, hi, babe, I don't like the way that this song making me feel. Because there's some songs that'll make you feel depressed. You know what I mean? And so, I'm very particular in picking songs that are either gonna uplift you or make you get strong and say, oh, I'm not gonna put up with that, but not something that's gonna depress you. So I mean, I think that the words to a song and the things that I write, I mean, not all have been necessarily things that I've gone through. Sometimes it's been something a friend's gone through, but I mean, to me, the lyrics to a song are very important. And so, I mean, if you I mean, I have two full albums, one EP now, and I mean, if you listen to the songs, they've all it's like a story. They've all either contributed to me getting stronger, or like when I was going through my whole cancer ordeal, Jenny Rivera was a huge inspiration for me, and I mean, a lot of her songs were like, man, I learned. I mean, I have always known I can sing banda, I could sing mariachi, I could sing anything, but I mean, you just have to always pick songs that the lyrics mean something or can help somebody feel better or help them overcome an obstacle. And I mean, that's what I look at when I'm selecting music for my albums.
How about you, Hilda? You have the ability to go ahead and translate a song in such a way that's pretty impressive. So what's your take on how you deliver a song?
Honestly, if I don't feel it, I don't sing it. And that's always been my rule. So if I can't relate to it with my own emotions, it's not worth even doing. It could be the most beautiful song in the world, but if it does not hit me lyrically, it's not something I touch. And I think that has a big part to do with my delivery because if I'm not feeling it, you're not going to feel it in the delivery. It loses something in translation. And I've written, a lot of songs, and I don't always sing my songs because even though I write them, they're not necessarily something that I feel that I can truly convey across to the audience. And sometimes you just give it to another artist who you think like, oh wow, okay, they would do a phenomenal job on this, and if they feel it, let's go for it. So for me, it's all about the feel. If I don't feel it, I just don't do it.
And you, Geneva, do you get when you get a song? Do you feel like if you can't get it, you
Oh
just
yeah, I'll pass on it. I mean, I've come across a couple, like I come across a couple, and I mean, I'll just say no. It's not. It's not what I'm. It's not what I'm looking for right now, or because especially like when there's songs that talk about like, like infidelity or about I have a you know two loves. No, like I'm not gonna sing about that. I'm not. Um, it's just something that I choose. Not that somebody that does record it is wrong. I mean, that's their choice. But I just don't like to sing about stuff like that. About certain things that I don't agree with, because I won't. I won't sing about it.
yeah, if it doesn't have the right message for you, then
Yeah.
what centralizes you? Well, what is the thing that? What is the central theme of your writing? What do you concentrate on, or is it just kind of an open book? You just whatever you feel.
I take inspiration from so many different things, mainly from my experiences, my own life experiences, but also from friends and even movies sometimes, or just watching people in the street. I think I can take inspiration from anything, honestly, in order to write a song. And what makes me say this song is for me especially, or maybe this song is for someone else, is if both Ila and Geneva have said, if it aligns with my vision and my mission as an artist and my project. So if it aligns with me, with my principles, with what I want to say, with what I want to bring to my project as an artist, then I think that song is for me. If not, I think it's for someone else. And yeah, but I mainly do base my writing in honestly anything that comes to my life, I can write about it. Sometimes I've written a song. I once wrote a song about a friend who had a relationship with her girlfriend and it wasn't going great, and I wrote a song about that as if it was my story. It wasn't. Or the next song I'm gonna release, it was something that happened to me. It was a love thing that happened to me, and I'm releasing it. Or sometimes it's something, I wrote a song for my mom who was getting married one time and made it into a ballad about such a beautiful love that you decide to get married. I think inspiration can come from anywhere for sure.
I have a song. It's a Greek tragedy song. Stop it, Hilda. You're going to give it away.
It's an awesome song.
It's a beautiful song. It's about struggle, life struggle. It's about this spider, right? And he's climbing up this water spout and he's struggling to get up this water spout. But then, right as he's at the precipice of accomplishing the top of this water spout, it starts
Started raining.
and the rain comes down and washes.
The spider out.
Stop. Do not
Man,
ruin
I have to.
the
I'm like, I
Do
have.
not
What do they
ruin
call
the
it? I'm a telepathic, or what do they call it?
She's helping you write it, Lawrence. Man, co-writer right there.
But he is not defeated because he climbs back up that water spout. I'm just telling you, it's a hit. It's
Yeah.
a hit. People will sing it.
I say we should name it the Itsy Witsy or Itsy Bitsy Spider. What's it called? It's
That is
I don't. Is
that is
it the Itsy Bitsy or the Itsy Witsy? Because I've heard that it's Itsy
that is
Bitsy.
complete
It's
plagiarism
itsy
on
bitsy.
their part.
It's what?
It's
That is
itsy bitsy.
plagiarism. I it's
Itsy bitsy. Have you
it's
heard that song, Awa?
Yes, I know it as Itsy Bitsy Araña.
Uh-huh. I
Exactly.
haven't heard that one. You should sing it for us.
just not a
I've never
Spanish.
heard the Spanish version, Bible. Have
Really,
you? Nicole?
never?
I've
Yes.
never heard it in Spanish.
No, I've never heard it.
The
Play,
only one I've ever heard in Spanish was like Fito el Venadito, which is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Uh-huh.
right? I've never heard Itsy Bitsy
Rudolph the
Spider in Spanish.
Spanish.
That's
No, my
crazy.
mom used to sing it to us when we were kids because my mom, short story, she's from Matamoros, Mexico. And so all her family's from there. And so we moved up near Corpus Christi, and that's where I was raised. So outside of the home, we kind of like blended into like the neighborhoods, which is predominantly white. But at home, like during the holidays, it was always everything was bilingual. So it was English and Spanish all the time. So yeah, I heard it a lot growing up.
Really, not me.
I'm
It's Yawa, sing it
I'm
to
sorry.
us.
That's I'm sorry.
I'll just look it up on YouTube.
Yes, you can go on YouTube. It's there.
Yeah.
He was like, "What is he talking about?" It's just-
Yes. No, but
She
yes,
was like,
I'm just.
copyright infringement.
I know, right? They're gonna bring down our video.
this is another. This is no. I spoke it. I did not. It just. This is just part of the humor. The humor. Apparently, I'm not very funny because she's not laughing. So sorry. I apologize for my lack of humor. It's just
She's
that bad.
probably so tired, Lauren. She's probably like testing and
You're located
Oh,
in. It's
you're
in.
funny. You're funny.
You're funny.
the what?
Yeah, she's like, you're funny. You're so sad. So sad.
Do you have any of her music videos, Lauren, so that we can show
Yes.
your
Well,
audience?
I have one of her songs, but let me cue up one of her music videos while we go.
Yes. I want them to
Yeah,
see who we got here
yeah, one of the
on with
wait,
this.
real quick while we talk, Agua, why is your name Agua? What that's what was the inspiration for that?
Well, my dad is the one who chose that name. Um, he he went to uh, Spain, to Europe, to the Camino de Santiago,
Hmm.
and he told me that he went by this river that reminded him of me for some reason. The story reminded him of me, but he wasn't about to start calling me Rio. So he,
Yeah.
Oh, Duran
That's
Duran
right. That's
fan,
the
then
story.
that's what it was. Her name is Rio, and she dances.
yeah,
No, that's cool. So I was different. Yeah. My name, Michuwampi Achealo, actually translates to morning dew. So that's what that means, morning dew. So it's a it's it's a nice name, but they used to call me like Washi, which is supposed to be strong, but
that's
it's also the fat that you used to cook with. So they were calling me a chubby kid. So
Oh, yes. And how would they say Geneva? Or it would just be Geneva?
it would just be Geneva, sweetheart.
Mm.
It's just like, how do you say pizza in Spanish?
Pues pizza. Was it because you say my name is, like, let's say, for example, your name is Lawrence, but you also have that other name?
Oh, that's because my my mom named me Lawrence. My grandfather's the one that gave me Michuampi.
Oh, okay.
The my for the longest time, natives were persecuted, and we weren't allowed to speak our language. We weren't
Oh, wow.
allowed to speak our native language, and so that was one of the things that we were not allowed to do. And it's only recently, with the new re-education of our culture and stuff like that, where we can finally embrace our culture and who it is that we are, and you get to learn some more of your history and who it is that you are. But my grandfather was one of those that, he was, you know, they would hit him on his hands because he would speak his language, and so they taught him, you know, English and Polish and Spanish and stuff like that. So it was he wasn't allowed to speak his language. And that's the unfortunate part of being a minority in your own country.
Hmm.
Everybody like, go
So
back
did he live
home.
like in a reserve or
No,
no?
no, no. He was able to get away and live his life. By the time he was 15, he was just doing his own thing. But it's a hard life. It's a hard life, especially somebody like me, because here in Texas, everybody thinks that I'm Mexican. So automatically there's such a, you're like, so I have to go, "Te chelo, ase, shintayo, estaba here, and they're like, whoa, hey, what'd you call me, loco? Hey, come on. You're like,
Yeah.
I still get people there's still people that get mad at me. I mean, I was in San Antonio last weekend, or this past Saturday. Saturday? Yeah, this past Saturday. It's not Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Or maybe it was Friday. But I went to Taco Palenque because it's like open all day, you know. And I said, "Excuse me, can I have some napkins?" And the lady, she's like, I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" She just called me something. I don't know what it was. I was like, "I'm sorry you work here, but it's not my fault." So I was like, "I just want some napkins, lady," and she did not want to speak to me in English. And I was like, "Come on, I know that I'm not the only one that doesn't speak Spanish since I walked through this the drive-through." And then
Yeah.
when I said just some napkins, and I'm like, napkins, and she gave me a stack of napkins this much, and I was like, really?
So she was being sarcastic.
I know. So
Or maybe she was trying to help you out and you had more for later.
I was just like,
No?
I was like,
Yeah.
hey, what you watch, chichu, and that's not a very nice thing to say to a lady, but
Really? Or if Awa, so do you have any shows coming up soon?
oh yeah,
I do not have any shows programmed so far. I have my release coming up very soon. It,
oh
yeah, it moved to the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo.
Wow, Cinco de Mayo.
Mhm.
And what kind of
yeah.
music is it that you do?
As an artist, I do Latin pop. That's what I mainly do.
Oh, okay,
Well,
awesome.
let's
Yeah.
go ahead and take a listen because I have one of your songs here,
Oh,
Piensa en Me. How would you what's the vibe that we're going to be listening to on Piensa en Mí?
well,
What were you thinking when you wrote the song?
uh, when
It's
I
okay.
wrote
You can
that
say it in
song,
Spanish if you want to.
no, it's okay. When I wrote that song, I was, it was a couple years ago. I think it was one of the songs, the first ones I wrote as a songwriter, singer songwriter. It's been a long way since then. I think my writing and me as an artist, I have grown so much since then. It is gonna be interesting to look back and to that time. It was COVID time, and I remember there was this. I had gone to Spain to study at Berkeley, and then they just cut us off in the middle of the semester, and we
Oh
had to
no.
say goodbye to everyone very chaotically. And I didn't know if I was gonna see people again. It was just sad goodbyes, unexpected. And there was this boy I really liked, and I was just wondering when I went back to Mexico. He went actually to Texas, uh, and I was just wondering in my room, like if he was thinking about me the way I was thinking about him. So that's what the song's about. It's a pretty old song, but it's pretty.
Piensa en mí.
Wow, I can't wait to hear it.
Agua Tinta here
Excited.
on Cubo Radio. First time on Cubo Radio here. Indio Ilda Lamas, Geneva, and Agua Tinta. It goes like this.
Come here, give me a kiss. You besos que te daba y las noches regaladas, las llamadas en la madrugada. Piensa en mí, levanta la barbilla como hacías con la mía para ver la luna, porque yo pienso en ti cada que la veo pasar. Y repite que ya no sientes lo mismo, que estás con alguien más. Eso me ayuda a salir de este abismo, a que te deje de pensar. Llámame y verás que te contesto, chance hasta con un mal gesto que disfrace la verdad. Llámame y descubre en mi voz lo que no quiero decir por altavoz, porque yo te puedo verte con tan solo oír tu voz, tan solo oír tu voz. Y repite que ya no sientes lo mismo, que estás con alguien más. Eso me ayuda a salir de este abismo, a que te deje de pensar. No quiero más arrugas en la frente, pa' después plancharlas con un porro cuando en mi mente estés presente. Y repite que ya no sientes lo mismo, que estás con alguien más. Eso me ayuda a salir de este abismo, a que te deje de pensar, a que te deje de pensar. Piensa en mí, los besos que te daba y las noches regaladas, las llamadas en la madrugada. Piensa en mí, levanta la barbilla como hacías con la mía para ver la luna, porque yo pienso en ti, pero lo dejaré de hacer.
Nice, very, very nice. Agua, we like that song. Very melancholy, like you said. It was one of those melancholy songs. Priscilla Cruz says, beautiful voice and artist. And Bobby from California says, Agua sounds great. Did you do the arrangements too for that song?
I actually did not do the arrangement myself. The arrangement was made by Beto de Paz and Mariano Castrejon. They are both based in Mexico City, great arrangers and producers. Beto de Paz is the musical director for Rake, and Mariano did the production for the series of RBD, the latest one that just came out on Netflix.
Vic Gonzalez wants to know who handles your music. Who's the distributor for your music?
Myself,
Herself, Vic.
I am an
Uh-oh.
independent artist,
Independent artist.
but
There
I
you
know
have
a
it.
lot about music business.
I'm sorry?
I know a lot. I know a lot about the music business, so I know what I'm doing.
Wait.
Well, make sure you share with everybody all your social media so that
Social
they
media.
can
Yeah,
and then if you have an email in case Vic wants to get a hold of you or any other songwriters, that way they can reach out to you.
of
Yeah.
course. Well, as in any streaming platform, you're gonna find me as Agua Tinta, like water, ink, Agua Tinta. And on Instagram, you can find me as Agüita low dash tinta, as well as on TikTok.
Mhm.
Agua tinta.
Yeah. And if you want to reach out to me, you can just send me a DM on my Instagram. Again, it's agüita, I don't know,
Underscore?
underscore tinta. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So it's agüita underscore tinta.
Yes, you can just reach out over there. I'll answer.
Let me see here. Let me try to help you out.
So yes, so I'm super excited to I got to finally meet Awa in person at the Grammy block party. Wasn't that amazing? It was so fun.
It was
You know,
great.
we got to finally meet in person, and I mean, I hope I get to, you know, after this mentorship is over, like I told her, you made a friend and a sister for life. I'm like, you're not gonna get rid of me. I was like, because I want to see you grow. I want to see, you know, everything that God has in store, and I'm just excited, you know, to just to have met you, and I'm so glad that God gave me that opportunity, that the Recording Academy gave me the opportunity to get connected with you, and I wish you all the success in the world, and I'm always going to be just a call away, and and now with the Tejanas Unidas en Cristo nonprofit that we established, Lawrence, I'm going to be also, well, we're gonna vote as a group. We're gonna be doing artist development and giving a new artist, just the tools that they need to get started in the music industry. Like recording a song, music video, radio, and digital platform distribution. We're gonna be giving out 2 grants a year for new artists that are interested in pursuing a career in La Onda Tejana. And and so we're looking forward to, this fall presenting our first grant. And they just need to make sure that they follow us on all social media for details, because it's going to be pretty much like an audition video that people are going to need to submit, and then just like a little bio, and a little story as to why we should choose them. And it's going to be something fun. We have a lot of things coming out this fall, like the documentary of the Tejanos Unidas en Cristo collaboration. And then also we have a new EP that I just released on all digital platforms, called Entre tus brazos, that features, Aquí Estás by Tejanos Unidos en Cristo is included in that EP. And God willing, will be up for consideration for a Grammy. And so it's exciting. I just look forward to, again, seeing what God has in store for us. And I'm excited to, hopefully be out there this upcoming year with a nomination. It'd be great.
Well, I mean, it's always good to be moving forward and blazing the trail, but also helping those that you're ahead of, and that's the beauty of what it is that we do, is trying to help out. Hilda and I, we stand by what we say. Good music needs to be heard. It does not matter who it is or what that person looks like or anything else. Good music is good music. That's all
Hmm.
there is to it. Is it just needs to be heard and given the opportunity. Our job here is simply to let music be heard and give people the opportunity to fall in love with it, because a lot of times people don't get that opportunity, and
Hmm.
that's where we fall in line, and we try to give those people that opportunity to do that. But like you said, you have to fall within the parameters of what we can do to help you, because a lot of times we can't. If you don't have your ISRC code, if you don't have the proper balance on your song, uh, if we can't hear it, we just can't. But
Hmm.
uh, uh, you know, s- I encourage any artist, if you have some music, send it in. Let me listen to it. I guarantee you, I listen to everything that is sent to me. Now, if there's a reason that I cannot put it on the air, I will send it back and I will tell you why. But I do not discriminate on music. For me, I would love to accept all music, and I try to accept as much as I can. But I think that's what makes us popular. I think that's one of the reasons that we have 98,000 listeners a month. You know, it's because of the fact that we have a variety of music that we allow people to listen to, and you know that's what makes us popular. I think that's what it is. It's not
See,
stale.
now you got a new artist. Now you got Agua Tinta in there.
We have Aguatinta here, which is
Yes.
a great vocalist. I mean, I love your tone. I love the fact that it's you know that last song is very melancholic. You know, it's very. I love that tone that you have. Your voice is very soothing. It's a different it's just it's it's good to be different in this business, you know, and not be just like everybody else. And set up a package on her music, Lawrence, and let her know, and to let yet know, to let her know, to let her get known. Uh, I could, I could set up a package for her, of course. Yeah, and we can talk. I do have your email now, so I guess we can set something up, and so that way, you know, we could help you out. Thank you for putting me on the spot there, Vic.
What did Vic say? I
It's a-
didn't get to read it and
no,
show.
he said just set up a package for her music so that way she could be known, and it's true. I wouldn't say no, of course, you know, but yes, for our team of radio stations, for all of us to be shared to share amongst ourselves, because we are a group of people that you know a group of radio stations, so that way her music can get out and be heard, you
Absolutely.
know, by a good variety of radio stations.
Yes. I mean, weren't you like, wasn't her like promo pack so awesome? I was like, how did you do that? I was like, you click on the little thing and it sends you right to the link. I was like, wow. I was like, I need to do that to my bio and my single presentation letters. I was like, wow. I was like, how did you do that? And she was like, oh, Canvas, or what was it, Canva?
Yes.
Canva,
Like
Canva.
real easy. I was like, oh, my Canva. I was like, I'm old. I don't know what Canva is.
Yeah, I get people asking me all the time about like my promo, like a promo that I did for y'all guys. It's like, you know, what do you use for that? You know, and I'm like, well, it's not that easy. It's not Canva. You can't do that on Canva. So trust me,
Yes.
it's one of those there. You know, TDK is in the house. You know, it's a saludo Hilda.
Saludos, TDK.
And yo, I did not recognize the fourth person. That is new artist Agua Tinta's joining us from Boston, Berkeley in Boston, and she's got. We just played some of her music. We need to hang out. I'm going to play a couple of more songs.
Yeah,
And
and she's actually the ambassador of Grammy U
yeah,
at Berkeley School of Music. So can you imagine? She's obviously doing something right. So
she's caught the ear of somebody. She's definitely got some talent. That's for sure.
yeah.
Definitely a beautiful personality.
Pues Agua, I say that we should go and meet up at the Nashville block party. Ah,
Right?
Love to.
Yeah, that would be a good one. You know,
we
go.
just got an invitation. I think it's in May, isn't it? Or when is it?
I would love
I
to.
am not going to tell you. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know.
No, I was asking Agua if she had gotten an email with an invite yet.
I honestly have not checked. It's probably in my spam. It always is in my spam.
Yeah, we need to. I say we need to go out there. Lawrence. A lot of people are not familiar with the process of becoming a Recording Academy member. So I invite anybody that's interested just to inbox me if they want more information. It's a lot simpler than people think. I mean, of course, because there's the Latin Grammys, which is Laris, and then there's the Recording Academy, which is for the American Grammys. That one is a little harder to get into because you have to have, two letters of recommendation. It's got a little bit more requirements you have to be accepted in. And it's only once a year that, it's open to the consideration of being accepted. So for those of you that want to be part of the Recording Academy or want to do a dual membership, which is be a part of the Latin and the American, you have, I believe like 10 months, to get your letters of recommendation. For the Latin Recording Academy, for that, you don't have to necessarily wait to be accepted. You just pay like a yearly fee, and you're able to put your projects in. I always recommend it because what's happening is these recording artists don't put their projects in for consideration, we're just going to completely lose our category. In the American Grammys, now Tejano is mixed with the regional Mexican. So the odds of us getting a nomination or a win is a lot harder, because we're competing with, these artists under these huge record labels. And for the Latin Recording Academy, we still have our own category. And I'm hoping that this year there'll be enough submissions. Oh my gosh, I just realized today was the last day for submissions at 6 p.m. So there's going to be like a late entry also. But, if you really want an opportunity to be considered, you need to sign up, become a member, and submit your projects.
Yeah, I think Sonny is the Texas president.
Oh, is he?
He was elected. He received his letter, I think, like a couple of weeks ago.
Wow, exciting. For the Texas chapter?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow, congratulations.
I talked to him quite a bit about that. So it's really good that this information gets out, because obviously what needs to happen is also the collaboration that happens with people, collaboration with artists. That's how you get to, first of all, get the recognition, because the nominations have to be bilateral, supporting each other. As far as I think one of the things that we lack a lot of times is where we are not nominating each other. Instead, we're nominating people outside of the category. We shouldn't be nominating people outside of the category. If you want to nominate somebody in Tejano music, just nominate somebody in Tejano music. If you want to nominate outside of that, then just stay with that category. We need to get more of us into voting. That's very true. The power in the vote is the power of the people that are voting. The amount of people that are voting, that's what the power comes in. That's with everything, in anything, whether it's a political party or it's, high school. It doesn't matter. It's the amount of people that are voting are the people that are going to get heard. And that's the way it is, It's unfortunate here in the United States that, 17% of the people, the population voted at one time. And that was the people that were making the decisions in the country. Now it's much more, but at one time it was that low, and so we have to be proactive in what affects us. So if we are not proactive, then we cannot complain. If you do not participate in the process, then you cannot complain about the process.
Exactly.
That's simple. I am a veteran. I am a military veteran, and I firmly believe in voting. And I say that if you do not vote, then don't say anything. That's why I went to war, for all of us to have the right to vote. Whether I agree with you or not does not matter, but that's the power to vote. Rick Valderrama joining us. He says, "Hola, how are you doing, Rick?" Nice
Hola,
to
Rick. Saludos.
He's got a new album out, or new single out rather, putting an album together as well, and that's really awesome. Real quick, let's go ahead and take a listen to your song "Cómo te voy olvidar." Look at that. See, I can speak the Spanish very good. I'm amazing. No, wow. No, ¿Cómo te voy a olvidar? It's the single that you're working on right now. It's a great
vault
single.
release. We call it a vault release.
Vault release, but it's still it's a great song. One of the things, like I was telling you earlier at the beginning of the show, Hilda and I definitely agree. The woman can sing. Definitely can sing. And there it is. Como te voy a olvidar, here on Cuba Radio, NDO, Genyva, Hilda, and Agua Tinta here on Cuba Radio. It goes like this.
Me cuesta tanto
we're back for the attack. We were talking backstage for those of y'all that were joining us there. We love each other. No, hombre, locos. So, great song as always. You're putting
Thank
on
you.
the powerhouse. Rick Valderrama puts the claps together.
Thank you, Rick. Bendiciones. Congratulations on all your success, brother.
Oh, and congratulations on the engagement. You know,
Who's
he's
engaged, Rick?
yes
Oh,
engaged.
congratulations. Yeah, we
Engaged.
finally met him in person at the music gala. I think that was the first time that I had met him in person. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he's got 7 albums out. So this is the seventh one. So
What a blessing.
yeah, and he still practices his trumpet. You would
Hmm.
think that he would, he'd be so confident that he doesn't have to, but he still does. It's pretty awesome. It's one of those rare musicians that they still practice their craft. And who else does it? Sevi Contreras. He's a producer.
Yes, shout out to Sevi.
He does the same thing. I was over at Slack Monster Studios, and he had his keyboards. I was like, "Say, what do you got your keyboards there?" He's like, "I was practicing because they were going to play at Fanfare," and I was like,
Hmm.
"You've been doing this for 30 years, bro." He's like, "I still got to practice, man. I'm not."
Yeah,
He's like,
he actually he's the producer. Well, him and Shelly um are producing a song that I'm going to be releasing with Shelly called Espera el tiempo de Dios. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. It's an amazing inspirational cumbia that's going to feature myself and Shelly Lares. And so I'm excited for you guys to listen to that. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Shout out to Sevi. We've just been, both of us have been really, really busy, but we're going to be getting into the recording studio soon. The song is almost completely. I mean, it's basically I'd say 90% done. We just need to lay down the vocals and then mix and master, and just tweak a couple of things here and there, and you guys should have it in your inbox probably within the next I'd say maybe month.
yeah, well, I mean, as soon as it comes in, I mean, and you got my email now, so as soon as you got some music that you want me to take a listen to, or you want me to go ahead, send it on in, girlfriend. I don't have a problem with it. And Ilda, you got some music coming out too, right? You got a music video coming out.
I've got a new music video dropping in I would say 3 weeks.
Hmm.
But then of course we've got all the tons of projects that I'm working on right now. So I had a very wonderful conversation with the Hannah today. So be looking for a collaboration with us coming really soon.
With who, mom? I didn't hear you. You got cut off.
Tejano Blues Man.
Hannah Bluesman. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's good. It's gonna
Well,
be a lot of fun.
the one that I've been pushing for is a good friend of mine, Rita Cappuccina and Ilda, because they both do a lot of blues,
Yes.
and that's their forte. And Rita, I've known Rita for like 20 years, and she's one of those that she can hold a note for forever. I always make this joke that when she holds a note, she can hold the note and make a batch of cookies and do the taxes. She can sit there and send some letter, lick stamps, and still be singing. And then she'll end the note. That's how powerful her voice is.
Kind of like the ending of Como Te Voy a Olvidar. My friends are like, "How in the world do you hold it so long?" And I said, "I
Right?
don't know. I just do.
And
I just take a big deep breath and then
but you know
sing."
what? I've seen video of you doing it live, and you do more live. You do it longer live than you do it on
On
the
the song.
song. And that's one of the things that Rita says. Are you is that like you? It's easier for you to do it live than it is when you're in a recording booth to carry a note longer. Or is it,
No, no, I think that in this particular case with that song, it's just been the years that I've been singing, and my voice has been able to grow and
yeah.
project a lot more. I used to think I sang good back then. I was like, I sing good. And I'm like, man, now I hear my stuff now, and I'm like, wow, like, but it's because like just some people are just easy to work with in the studio, and I've always just been that. Like different studios where I've gone to, they're just like, man, you're so easy to work with. I'm like, yeah, but you know why? Because it's all the years that nobody helped me that I learned to master my craft, because I mean, I never had anybody, go in the vocal room and guide me and tell me, hey, your pronunciation was wrong, redo it. Like I had to learn from the embarrassment of hearing myself back on the stuff that I kind of had in the beginning, like where I would sing, the pronunciation in Spanish, I would say certain words wrong, and we think we're singing it right, but we're wrong, especially certain words that have accents like the ñes, and just it's very important, and so I mean I just think that you need to, if you're gonna, when you're gonna go into the vocal room, you need to be ready and prepared, or have somebody just guide you so that way, it sounds the best that it possibly can. Because 2 3 years are better than one. Sometimes some of these engineers just want to get you out of the studio, so they don't care whether you sing it wrong or not.
Yeah,
So I think that that's
or
very
they don't have the
important.
background. They don't have the background to better understand. Carrie Karina joining us, another vocalist, a
Oh,
beautiful,
Daddy.
beautiful down from Eagle Pass. She just released her song that her cousin wrote that she sang with Gary Hobbs, El Borrado from Eagle Pass. Hola y saludos.
saludos, Cielo Entertainment.
Yeah, she's a wonderful singer, and I got to hear her live, and it was tough because
Did you say Carla Cristina or Cari Karina?
Daddy
Cari
Karina.
Karina.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you say Carla Cristina, because I thought Carla was the one that had released the song with Gary.
No,
So
no,
that's why I was confused. So
Carrie, yeah, Carrie did. Carrie's song was actually that was her cousin's song that she sang with.
really, well, I need to go and check it out for
It's a
sure.
great,
So she recorded it with Gary Hobbs.
yeah, she recorded it because they're both from Eagle Pass,
Awesome.
and,
I'm definitely gonna check it out,
and
Cuddy.
it's a
And she
great
is super
song.
sweet. So if you have not met her, she's a sweetheart.
Oh,
I
and
don't think I've met her in person. Have we met in person yet, Cuddy? I don't think so. But I look forward to meeting you in person.
and you know what's interesting is I've seen her in music videos and everything else, and obviously she's an attractive woman. But man, when I saw her in person, I was like, "Girl, that video doesn't do you any justice." You are,
Was she there at the? Was
she's a,
she there at the?
yeah, she was at the radio gala, I think.
Was she the one, like a güerita with short hair that was singing like in some of the different stations? No,
No,
See,
was she
you're
there?
I don't, I don't,
Clayton.
that was Clady.
Oh, Clady.
That's
Wait, are you
that's
turning bright red?
Huh?
we had to go there.
What'd you say?
I'm teasing Lawrence.
Oh,
So there was a concert. Well, let's get this in okay. So there's this concert that Hilda was part of, and so was Clady. And so I get there and I have my camera gear and I'm always ready to take pictures and video and everything else. So I'm setting my camera, right? And I'm getting everything ready and I'm taking previews and everything else. And I take about 100 pictures of Clady. And I don't take any of Hilda. None. And I don't know why. I don't have a good excuse.
Oh, but
This is
I
my,
know why.
this is my best friend. And she's like, "Where's my video? Where's my pictures?" And I'm like, and she's, and then I, it just got worse from there. Now it's
He's
like
got
I
a
have a
crush
big,
on Clady.
now I got a big crush on Clady. She's a beautiful woman. That's not the, I don't know why. It just happened. I don't know why. I mean,
That's like
yes,
his big celebrity crush now. It's
oh,
she's a pretty, you know what? You know who my celebrity crush is? Patsy Torres.
oh! Shout out to Patsy.
That,
We
aw.
love you, Patsy.
you know what? I will tell you this. I met Patsy Torres when my first time. I was really really young, and my job was to go up there and ask her a question. Now, this really did happen. I was supposed to. Hey, Lawrence, there's Patsy Torres. Go over there and ask her blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, Patsy, and they're like, yes. And so I grab my tablet and my pencil, and I walk over there, and she turns around and she goes, "Hi." And I was like, "Hi." I turned around and walked away. I I didn't have any questions for her. I was just like,
I think that's how I was with Gloria Trevi. We were at a tanning salon. She was right in front of me, and I'm like, Gloria? And that's all that came out of my mouth. I was so embarrassed. And like, till this day, my daughter makes fun of me.
Cara Karina says, thank you. We have not Geneva, but hope to meet soon. So there.
Absolutely.
And she was the one performing Lawrence Smash with her. The Itsy Bitsy Spider. I told her the Itsy Bitsy Spider too. So
Yeah.
she's like, because she's also a singer songwriter. So I was just giving her.
Oh yeah,
That's my,
collaboration right there. The Itsy
that's
Bitsy
like
Spider.
it's a tough thing. This spider is just crawling. I'm going to make a movie out of it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this spider is crawling up this thing. So
Man, I really love that Passion of the Christ audio that you did. I was like, man, I felt like I was at the movies. That
that
was
was,
your voice, right?
that was my voice. Yes.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, I don't know. I always want to do something to remind people of who we are and where we come from and stuff like that. And I'm a transplant recipient, so I have to thank, I am a believer. I do pray, and so I have to thank God for the gifts, my Creator for the gifts that He's given me, which is life. Yes, I'm a mental. Yes, I joke around, and yes, I love doing what I do. But in the end of the day, I give all the glory to God. I'm just some guy
Amen.
from Texas. I'm just a plain old guy from Vancourt, Texas. TDK says, poor Indio on a hot day. Because he's married. I know she's married, but at the time, I don't know that. I just was being silly. Myra joining us. Hey, babe, how are you doing? Hello there.
Hola, Miss Myra D in the house. Our
Yeah,
buttercup.
yeah, she's sweetheart. TDK says, I've met a lot of artists, and the only one I was ever starstruck was Las Phoenix. How embarrassing! I couldn't even talk. It's like five women. No, I've never been starstruck. Well, with Patsy, I was, but outside of that, and I've met some doozies. I didn't know when I talked to Jose. I didn't know that it was Jose. I didn't know who
Wow.
he was. I
Have you
thought,
ever been starstruck, Awa?
I don't think so. I think I'm very good pretending. Yeah.
And she's met some big names with it because she did her internship in San Antonio with Carlos. I'm
oh
not
yeah,
sure if you've ever met him.
Carlos. Which one? Carlos.
Awa,
Carlos Alvarez?
Oh, okay, cool.
he works with Azteca Records, and
Mhm.
she did her internship. Is that where you did your internship, Awa?
I did it more with him than with Azteca Records.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, there you go. I
Hmm.
just, I don't, I don't think I've just Patsy, but I was young and I think I was a little drunk too. You know, yeah, that's. I don't know. That was kind of one of the things that I had back in the day. I used to drink. I don't drink anymore, so I'm a little bit more reserved. So it's kind of that kind of thing. But that's okay.
I've only been starstruck twice in my whole life.
And who was it?
One was Adasa. Mind you, we had FaceTimed, we had phone calls, all this stuff. But when I finally met her, it was the craziest thing. I was at her house. She opened the door and we just had like this crazy long hug. Like I was hugging my sister. I had just found, but we had known each other our whole lives. But I could not say anything. Like I just kept hugging her and crying, and she remembers that, and we joke about it till this day. So it was her, and then my tia Dulce la cantante. The very first time I met her, I could not believe it was her because my whole life we had never met, and so when I finally got to meet her at her mother's funeral of all places, I had no words. I just gave her a hug and I just could not speak. But since then, we've actually had some conversations, which is nice. But just those two, that's it. Which are
I
two.
think Yuridia. I think I got kind of starstruck when I met Yuridia too. She's a pop singer. And I was like, when I told my husband, when I see her, I'm gonna tell her to invite me to sing a song on stage with her and blah blah blah. No, but when I saw her, just, ooh, I started crying. It was, I was. My husband was like, "Did you tell her? Did you tell her?" I'm like, "No," and I just walked away.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Myra says I was starstruck with Rebecca Valadez. I couldn't talk when I met her, and I was in La La Land. You know what?
Oh, shout out to Rebecca.
Yeah,
She was
Rebecca.
also part of the Tejanas Unidas en Cristo collab.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a sweetheart. Yes, and I just wish she would do more music. Her latest song is a great song. I love it, and it's really awesome. And I just wish she would do some more. And that's really one of the things that you know. Some of us, I guess we need that motivation to keep going forward. And sometimes it pulls you away. What motivates you to write, Awa? When you do write, do you get inspiration from anything, or is it just kind of do you sit down and because like country artists they're odd. In country music here in the United States, country artists they actually have writing times. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, you get together and you write music. I could never understand that, but
Well, I do take songwriting as my job, so I can write either when I'm feeling it or in command. Um, and I can write almost about anything. But basically, yeah, like I was telling you, I write mainly about my own experiences, and I think a song is gonna be the most powerful lyrically when you're being honest, when you're speaking from your feelings, because at the end, that's what people connect with. The feelings, the emotions you're transmitting, that's what they connect with, that's what they feel identified with. Um, so in every single song, I have at least a little bit of my truth, whether I got inspired from a movie or from a friend or from my own experience or just an artist was like, this happened to me, then I include that to the song. But there's always a piece of truth in all my writings, for sure. And I think it's interesting for me. I love songwriting so much. It's something that if I even if today I woke up and I don't think I'm gonna write a song, but then someone's like, "Oh, you should write a song," I can get myself into that mood, and I can be like, "Okay, I'm gonna write a song," and I start writing a song. I like that a lot.
so you like kind of self-motivated to write a song.
Yeah, I do take it like it's my job, and it
Uh,
really is. It's my 9 to 5 writing songs.
how about you, Geneva? What motivates you to write a song? Is it you have to be inspired, or you just
No, the way that it works with me is like randomly, like just melodies will pop into my head. And sometimes like the way that I write is melodies first, lyrics later. Like I can't write lyrics and then put a melody to it. I've never been able to do that. So like if you look at my phone, I have like I mean I can honestly say hundreds because I have just little clips, like I'll be laying down and I'll wake up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom and then I'll have just this melody in my head like na 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 na, and so I'll grab the phone and I'll be like na 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 na, and so then I go back later and I write the lyrics to it. But I noticed that when my brother passed away, I developed like a writer's block. So I hadn't been able to write a song for like 7, 8 years.
oh wow.
And barely up until recently, last year, I started writing again. It's like I couldn't. Nothing inspired me, nothing. And even though I had all these melodies there, I couldn't put words to it. And now I recently wrote another song and I mean I'm excited. I'm gonna be recording it. But I kind of liked it for another group that's now they're not necessarily Tejano. They're doing more regional Mexican, but I mean, of course, any song can be turned into any genre, right? But
Right.
I'm kind of undecided whether I want to record it myself or give it to. I wanted to send it to Grupo Frontera, de Parranda. A lot of the artists right now that are doing good. They're doing cumbias.
Hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
And you, Hildy? What about you, baby?
I'm just a mix. It just kind of depends. I think I write my best stuff when I'm under the gun, and I mean that with just it's crazy because I remember when I did my first record. That's when I figured out that wow, okay, if I have pressure on me, I can write, and it's more honest when I don't second guess myself because I tend to do that a lot in my writing. And so for my first record, we had one song left that was still unwritten. All I had was a track. And I remember Rick said, okay, your album is dropping in literally 3 weeks and it has to go to print by tomorrow, which means I have to mix and master everything. So he said, I'm locking you in a room. You have an hour to write this song. If not, we're going without it. So there I was. And it was probably the most real song I've ever written. Um, and that's when I kind of was like, okay, all right, when I've got pressure, when the pressure's on, it just comes out. I don't have time to second guess myself. I just lay it out there. It's really raw. But then there's other times where I'm like Genyva, I just hear a melody and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something with this at some point. So I have a phone just like you with just all of these little clips and my recorder just, it's just there. And
I'm
when it,
like that.
but for me, usually it's the lyrics that happen. Like I still have this one line that I've been stuck on, God, since I was probably 13, but it's a good line.
Well,
I
you need
still
to call
remember
me and
the
we need
song.
to. I need to help you finish it. No doubt.
Yes, let's do it.
Let
Because it's just a really good line, and it's just so it has so much meaning in it. But I'm just like, man, I have to write like the rest of the song around it. So it'll
yeah.
happen when it's meant to happen, and I do get writer's block a lot, but that's usually when I say, okay, I'm done. I need to put that aside and I'll come back to it because when I
Yeah.
do that, even if it's a year or two later, I'm like, oh wow, like the light bulb goes off and then there's the whole rest of the song. So
Mhm.
I'm just a firm believer that it comes when it's supposed to come.
Yeah.
I wish I was like Alwa and just like, here, let me just write a song and just write it. No, I can't do that.
And
Um,
she can also write the music, right, Awa? Like she can do everything. Like I was like, whoa. Like I don't even know what key I'm singing in half the time.
Oh, so you can write music. You can write notation as well.
Yeah, I can do scores, I can do parts, but I usually do the productions of my songs, or at least I participate in the production of it, because it's my
that's so
song. I have to
awesome.
be part
Isn't
of
that
it.
amazing? Oh,
Makes sense.
That
Yeah,
is
no,
so
it makes sense.
awesome. It sounds like collaborations, girl.
Yeah, I do know musical theory, and I can partially. I'm not a musician, but I can tinker around and play several instruments. But I never claimed to be a musician. I've only been put in situations where you have to play this song or have to play that song, and so I've picked them up because I've picked them up for no other reason. I do have a piano and I do have a guitar, but most of like unlike y'all, I don't write music. I write stories. I've written several books and several screenplays. I think I have like 17 screenplays.
wow.
But I can empathize with y'all. I can understand how the process is because when I write my scripts, I can hear the people talking in my head. I can hear all of my characters, their words, what it is that they're saying. Although I'm a terrible woman, some of my female characters are pretty boring. Most of their lines are like, "Oh, please help me," it's not really, but it's just, it's interesting to hear different people's perspectives on how they are able to collaborate, or not collaborate, but able to create. And it's always the creation. And I'm a big fan of most of the romantic literature, like Alexander Dumas and stuff like that, from back in the 1500s when they were very lyrical and most. It was very when chivalry was king back in the day.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that I truly embraced, myself. Let's go ahead and take another listen to the song. Let's go ahead and take a listen to one of the songs that we had been talking about earlier today that Geneva had we had talked about, and that one's called "Entre tus brazos." Um,
I wrote that one.
yeah, well, see, perfect setup for the whole for the whole thing. And then tell us a little bit about that song, Geneva.
Well, that song I wrote it when I was 17 years old for my now husband of 28 years. Back then, it was our 1 year anniversary song, and I sang it to him live because at the time I still wasn't recording professionally. And I found it 27 years later when I was going through my late mother's things. And I just felt it was like a sign from God and her, that it was time to record it. I record it, I give it to my husband for our 28-year anniversary, and it took me number one
Mm.
internationally, US and Mexico. So it was beautiful because it was like the timing was just right. And God knew that, if any song was going to take me to number one, it was going to be my love story. And so
I remember
it's
calling you on the
beautiful.
phone. I
Huh?
remember. I remember calling you the day that it. I was like, "Hey, guess what?" You were very, very elated. It was wonderful to hear you. So,
Yeah.
this is the number one hit for Geneva, and it's called Entre Tus Vasos here on Cuba Radio, NDO, Il de Lamas, Geneva, and Agua. Entre Tus Vasos here.
Genyva. Quiero ser tu amiga, tu confidente. Déjame entrar sin duda a tu corazón. Eres para mí la razón de mi existencia. Mi corazón late solo por ti. Entre tus brazos siento una felicidad inexplicable. Cada día junto a ti es inolvidable. Quiero ser tuya eternamente, solo tuya. Siempre te amaré, siempre estaré a tu lado en las buenas y en las malas lucharé junto a ti porque te amo. No hay nada que no podamos vencer. Te prometo, siempre te amaré. Eres para mí la razón de mi existencia. Juro serte siempre fiel y pedirle a Dios por ti. Entre tus brazos siento una felicidad inexplicable. Cada día junto a ti es inolvidable. Quiero ser tuya eternamente, solo tuya. Siempre te amaré, siempre estaré a tu lado en las buenas, en las malas lucharé junto a ti porque te amo. No hay nada que no podamos vencer. Te prometo, siempre te amaré.
Dude,
Hey, I've got to write a passage to you on camera because I'm a diabetic.
so we're back. We're back. Man, the things we do here backstage, we don't know. So it's just you're like, well, well, well. Like we were saying, that's the song that took you to number one, and that's a beautiful song and it's a wonderful song, And I remember it very vividly. When you reached number one, I reached out and I congratulated you
Thank
on
you.
that wonderful accomplishment, and I was so happy for you.
And
Uh,
girl, you look fab in the video. Like, oh my
yeah,
god, you always
Oh,
look fabulous. Like your style is just amazing.
thank you. Yes, I loved it because I was able to feature like what my love story created, my husband and my two beautiful daughters, and it was just, I don't know, I think it's perfect, and that's a piece of me that I'm gonna leave forever.
Carrie Karina says that it's congratulations. It's a beautiful song, and
Thank you.
and Robert Laurie says Geneva is the best.
Aw.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to Robert and Raquel, huge supporters of Geneva. And a huge thank you again to everybody that got connected tonight, to Myra D for, never letting me give up. There was so many times that I was like, no, Myra, that's it. I give up. I don't want to sing no more. And she's like, no, babe, go in the studio. It's time to work. And sure enough, there I was back in the studio. And so I thank her so much for everything she does, not only for me, but for all the Cielo Entertainment artists. We're so blessed to have her. There's times that we're on radio tour, we're gone a week on the road, and she's up all night sending out, artist music, and we help each other. When we were in Monterey doing the radio tour, she released like three singles while we were over there, and and you're talking about we got up 8 in the morning, didn't go to bed till well, she didn't go to bed till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So, sometimes even four, sending out music. So, she's always working, but it also takes work on our behalf. We can't expect for her job is just to distribute our music. It's our job to make sure we're releasing just content constantly, releasing videos of us, clips of our new singles, um
Having
meeting
presence.
these program directors one on one, establishing relationships, that way, when they see these emails, they know who it's coming from. She's made a name for herself, and I'm so proud of her. She's one of the top, promoters out there right now. She's got some of the best, not only artists like myself, but, she's got Grammy Award winners as well, on her lineup of artists. So, if you're a new artist and you're looking for radio distribution, she's just an inbox away. I mean, I don't know. Here I am, like, uh, telling she's probably like, no, no, but she's always, so open to helping anyone that just wants an opportunity. And for that, I'm so blessed that God put her in my life. And, I look forward to seeing what God has in store for us. And, I just invite you, that sitting at home watching us, if your dream is to be a singer, don't be afraid, grab your dream by the horns and make it happen for yourself, and or reach out to artists like myself, like Hilda, like Agua, anybody that's willing to help. And we're here, just an inbox away. But thank you so much, Lawrence, for giving me the opportunity to come on here and present my latest single, Como Te Voy a Olvidar. And if anybody wants to book us for a show, they can reach me at 956-367-7818 with Myra D, or they can email me at discosdondedios@gmail.com. My social media, it's under Genyva. That's Genyva. For those of you that are listening and not connected with us via video, my name is spelled Genyva. And I'm on social media like Geneva. On TikTok, I'm under Geneva Salas. And then on Instagram, I'm under La Voz del Valle Geneva. And my music is available on all digital platforms on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. I have a ton of music videos. So I just invite you to, get connected with me and invite me into your car, into your home. I'm a walking, talking, singing miracle, and I thank God every day for everything He does for me. He's the center of everything that I do, and I don't care if people call me a holy roller, people call me, a hypocrite because I sing Christian music and you know, cumbias or whatever it is that I sing. God gave me this talent to not only sing to the world, but, to sing and glorify Him and bring hope and inspiration through music. And He's using me to bring, His messages to the people that the church can't reach, which are at the festivals, which are at the, at the arenas. That's I feel my job is to go out there, talk about all the miracles and wonders He's done in my life. You're looking at a suicide attempt survivor before you that thought that she was worthless, hopeless, had no value. And I stand before you, a woman that put together the biggest collaboration in our genre, which was the Aquí Estás Tejanas Unidas en Cristo. So if people say that Tejano's dead, come on. I put together 25 amazing women that just want an opportunity, and that's because, God said 25, but I mean, with that project, I've been reached out, by so many other artists that want to find out how they can, be a part of Tejanas Unidas en Cristo. Well, Tejanas Unidas en Cristo is open to anyone that wants to be a part of it. That was just a song that we collaborated on together, but I'm open to collaborating. I'm open to, just helping anybody that I can. And again, Lawrence, thank you for the ability to come on your platform to, just talk about my latest music and about, other accomplishments that I've had with my career. And I just ask anybody that's connected here to support new artists like Agua Tinta, like Inda Lamas, that, their dream is to be, a singer. And without your support, that can't happen. So, just please like their social media, follow their music, download their music. It's only 99 cents, guys. We spend more than that, going to Whataburger. So, just help us make
Right.
our dreams come true so that we can have, the ability to bring you new music all the
I
time.
One of the reasons that I have the platform the way I do, as far as the interviews are concerned, is because I firmly believe that the more people get to know you, the easier it is for them to request your music. The more they know
Mhm.
you, the more approachable you are, the more likely they are going to request your music because they have a better understanding of your background, of who you are, and what motivates you. Sometimes
Absolutely.
artists are, they seem standoffish. They don't have any real understanding of who they are, and that's unfortunate because it's not true. Like Carrie Karina here, she's a. I was saying earlier, she's a very beautiful person inside and out. Such a sweet personality. Totally love her, and you don't get that sense until you talk to her. And once we do these, I've had you before, Geneva, on the show, and you were just as lovely then as you are now.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate you coming back. Awa, thank you so very much for being here. I really, I'm a new fan of your music. I really do like your music. It's different, and it's wonderful. This is the part of the show where I go ahead and give you the opportunity to go ahead and say whatever it is that you want to say. If you want to do your thank yous and everything else, this is Geneva all by yourself, sweetheart. We're going to step out. This is going to be you by yourself, and then after that, I'm going to give you an opportunity as well. Okay?
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Les saluda su amiga Genyva y los invito a que sigan apoyando mi música en todas las redes sociales. Mi nombre es GENYB de Víctor A. Gracias por conectarse. And again, thank you so much for everybody that got connected with me tonight, with all of us. Make sure that you follow me on all social media. My name is spelled GENYVA. And a shout out to you all the way from the Rio Grande Valley. God bless you and good night.
Hola, me llamo Agua, soy una artista de México y le quiero agradecer a todo el mundo que nos está viendo por escucharnos, por escuchar tantas historias. Realmente componer y cantar es algo que a mí me llena muchísimo y les agradezco por estar aquí conmigo en este proceso tan bonito. Les recuerdo que voy a sacar una nueva canción el 5 de mayo, así que pueden escucharla, síganme en redes. Mi nombre es Agüita-Tinta y en Spotify, Apple Music, etc. me pueden encontrar como Agua Tinta. Muchísimas gracias, los quiero y sigan apoyándonos. Creo que escuchen artistas independientes y arte honesto es algo maravilloso. Gracias.
You have it. Thank you so very much, guys, for joining us. And Ilda, do you have anything, sweetheart?
No, just thank you, beautiful ladies, for joining us tonight. It was so much fun getting to know both of you, and I look forward to diving more into your music. And Geneva, you're just awesome, and we need to do lunch like really, really soon. We're both here in the valley, so that's awesome. We're close to each
For
other.
sure.
Yes, and just thank all the listeners for tuning in tonight. Lawrence, thank you for always bringing a wonderful show and providing a wonderful platform for all of these amazing artists.
Yeah, thank you so very much, and I want to thank all the artists that joined us today, and a lot of everybody that joined us, from Chris, Stephanie, and Rick Valderrama, of course. Bumper, thank you so very much. Norma, great, thank you so very much for being here. Andy Bustamante, George Salazar, and Patricia. You know what? I didn't get a chance to mention her name. I love her saying her name, Patricia Archuleta Venture Mancini. She actually sneaks out from her work because she works just to watch the show.
Aw.
Vic Gonzalez, thank you so very much, Vic. And Bobby from California, Priscilla, and everybody else that joined us tonight, and all the other guys that were joining us on not TikTok, on Twitch, the people that were joining us Mixcloud, the people that were joining us on Facebook, the people that were joining us on YouTube, and all of you that were joining us on QVO Radio. Thank you so very much. We're going to leave you now with a song from Agua Tinta, by the way. This song, let me see if I can say this name. So do not get mad at me if I butchered your name, the name of this song. I got to listen up to say this name because I'm going to say it right. Lo mejor de mi vida eres tú. Bam! Just like that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I said that. Yes, I did. I said it all by myself. Look, Ma, I did it with no hands. Hey, Karina, thank you for sharing those kind words, Lord. It's all the best to you, beautiful guest, and many blessings. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so very much. And guys, just remember, always look forward and don't look back. The sun always comes to your face, and a shadow always falls behind you because the light is in front, and leave the darkness behind you. And if today is not your day, if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling down, just remember, every day, planes take off against the wind. Love you guys. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much, Bestie Hilda. Geneva, thanks so very much. And it was a pleasure meeting you. Ajo, hasta luego. Here is Agua Tinta. Goes like this.
Yo me siento al fin feliz, la tristeza no es para mí. ¿Y qué me importa lo que viví? Si me regalan el futuro no lo quiero sin ti. Ay, no me digas no, si escondes algo dámelo, porque llegó la hora de estar conmigo. Pues el destino así lo escribió. Si es amor, abrázame con ganas. Si no lo es, tal vez será mañana. Estando juntos mi mundo se llena de luz. Lo mejor de mi vida eres tú. Me voy de fiesta si quieres ir, de Buenos Aires hasta Madrid, y sin dormirnos acabar con París. Te juro que jamás te vas a arrepentir. Ay, no me digas no, si escondes algo dámelo, porque llegó la hora de estar conmigo. Pues el destino así lo escribió. Si es amor, abrázame con ganas. Si no lo es, tal vez será mañana. Estando juntos mi mundo se llena de luz. Lo mejor de mi vida eres tú. Lo mejor eres tú. Suéltate el pelo y juega entre las olas, sobre la arena a la orilla del mar. Prepárate que la noche no perdona. Ven que nos vamos de marcha otra vez. Mañana mejor de mi vida eres tú, lo mejor de